Hello. I don't like that. Come on now. What do I got to do? Get the mic arm. I'm going to bump it. Hold on. That's probably better. That might not be better. How's it going? I hope you're all well. I'm not. I've been trying to figure out what's going on with me and where I went wrong. I keep thinking to myself, am I a failure? Is this life that I'm living just done? Am I out of options? Am I just, you know, have I lost the game? Because that's all life is to me, in my views and opinions of it. That's all life is. It's a game, kind of. You are only allowed to play it for so long, and when it's over, your score will be added up by everybody who knows you, ever met you, heard of you, or has seen you. And I think that's it may be a flawed way to look at things, but that's just how I see it. And recently, I have very much felt like I have lost this game. I failed at life. To explain that is, I'm past my prime. I'm older than I'd like to be, which sucks. It's not the be all end all of everything, but it sucks. And I don't know why I'm looking at this camera. This is just a monitoring camera, but I'm going to put it in the video so you can tell the difference between a $1,400 camera and a $100 webcam. Okay. Okay. Anyway, uh, things were happening. I was failing to pay my rent on time. I had so many garnishments from the past when I was a gambler and not paying my bills and then going to school and taking time away from work. It allowed for credit services, people who buy up debt from, say, your doctor or hospital visits or something like that. It allowed for those people to turn one $2,000 debt into an almost $10,000 debt, a $1,200 debt into a $6,000 debt. Like, it just exponentially goes to where you're like, what the hell? I would pass taxes. Not good. Not good at all. In fact, if you've ever owed taxes, there's a letter pretty much once a month. There's calls. There's constant nagging telling you you're behind, pay now, or we will come get your check. And now, of course, I owe student loans because I decided to go to college at 35 for networking and systems administration and cybersecurity. A job which, when I started college, the entry level around my area was like $28 an hour to enter into the field. And then you grow in steps, fairly frequent, actually. By the time I graduated, the entry level was about $25. So net negative, right? Well, the job that I got isn't in the field that I went to school for. That's a big thing to me. That kind of hurt my sense of self. Like, the whole time I'm in school, I believe that I'm doing the right thing and that this is going to be my career in the future. I'm going to move forward with this career and it's going to provide a life for myself and my wife and hopefully the rest of my family as well. I don't have any children, so I don't have to worry about that. But then I get out of school, I apply for jobs that are above what my degrees will get me. And I apply for jobs that are decent paying entry level positions that would have got my foot in the door to move up. But there's many people now out of jobs in the IT world that have higher degrees than me. So I missed out on a job and I was in communications with the hiring manager, the manager of the team there. And they were very congenial and nice and willing to talk to me after the fact. Said I knocked it out of the park. At any other time, the job would have been mine. But they had 4 applicants with master's degrees. They had 12 applicants with bachelor's degrees, and one of the master degree applicants got the job. Now, this hurt, but I kept moving on. I had a buddy I played Call of Duty with a lot, and he said they needed a guy on night shift where he works. Well, where he works is where I used to work from 2017 to 2019. And I knew the job. I knew it wasn't hard on night shifts on the weekends. So I told him, look, I'll come in and I'll do that job. Turns out it paid a little bit more than I thought it did. And it's fine. It pays more than those entry level positions for the networking and system administration. But even though it pays more than that and it pays okay, I still feel like I failed because I chose the wrong path at 35 to go back to school and make a decision to go into information technology. Just feels wrong. I had no information about this when I went in. So yes, did I make the right choice? Whoa. Did I make the wrong choice? Yeah. I feel like I did. I definitely did. At the time, did I make the choice that was wrong with the information that was available to me? No. That part of it, I look back on, I rationalize with myself. No, that doesn't make you failure. You didn't fail there. You made the choice based on the information that you had at the time. But that's not the only reason I feel like that's not the only reason I feel like a failure. My wife suffers from anxiety and depression. She has for years, and I feel like I've done everything I can to try to help her with that in a way I know how. Doctor's appointments, paperwork, everything, calls, everything. I try to deal with it to make it easier for her to be able to go see the doctors and get the help that she needs. But also because of the anxiety and depression and different problems, sometimes somebody can be getting your help but not see they're getting your help or feel like they're not getting your help. And it hurts, and it does make me feel like a failure. And I'm not going to go into that any farther. But that hurts a person when they're trying to help somebody and that person's still suffering and doesn't feel like they've gotten enough help. Does that make me a failure? Does that mean that I failed? I don't know. I can't even answer that. I can't even begin to try to answer that. I hope not. I really do. And then there's my body. I'm still 400 pounds. I've been just fluctuating back and forth around 420 pounds, all the way up to 434, all the way down to 399, and just bouncing back and forth. Now, I refuse to take a GLP-1. I have my reasons for that. That is just what it is. I don't blame you if you do. It's just not something I'm willing to do. Because I know how to lose weight, and I know how to get to where I need to go. Just there's been several blockages in my thought process that have made me go back to binge eating and things that swing my weight back up. Garnishments don't help. Monetary problems don't help. Relationship problems don't help. Working a graveyard shift doesn't help. And lack of sleep, I've had 2 hours of sleep, doesn't help. I changed the channel name. I should have never went with RC360. The whole time people have been like, oh, you got RC cars? Is that some RC cars on your channel? You've been racing RC cars? Oh. No. No, there's not a single RC car on my channel. Not one. I thought my initials, plus it's everything around me that I love and like. So 360. It's a 360 view of this guy. Egotistical, a little bit. Probably a little narcissistic, but I thought made sense. Now, I'm just putting it out there. My name is Ronnie, and that's all this channel is. It's just me, my thoughts, what I love, and things I find interesting. And so that's probably all it's ever going to be on this channel. And if you think that you like that, please subscribe. Whatever, all the bullshit that everybody asks for, I'm asking for it too. Here's where I think my either biggest failure or testament to resilience is. I always feel now, and this wasn't a past thing, because in the past, old me would tell you everything's worthless. It's pointless. Why keep trying something that it's always going to fail? Everything's going to fail. Me now, in the last few years, actually, I have a massive optimism about how the latter half of my life is going to go. And this first time I probably looked down the barrel of the camera. I've probably been looking at myself the whole time because it makes more sense. There'll be a couple little edits in here, but I don't know if that's making me even more of a failure to be hopelessly optimistic, or if it's a perseverance where I'll never fail because of it. It's a wild concept. Something I don't care to at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning wrap my head around. 6 o'clock in the morning with 2 hours of sleep. Don't care to try to wrap my head around that. Bing, bang, boom. What I do care to do is I care to continue making videos. I say this every time you see a new upload from me. I got some in the works. I've already done some recording and some research for one that I'm going to do on a popular streamer that I find interesting to tell that and what they've actually been able to do. It's very intriguing and almost genius level thought process. Very impressed with it. So I've already started working on that. Some of the videos are just going to be me talking to you guys. You're my therapist now. Congratulations, you're all licensed in the state of disillusion. I don't know. But failure is a bad term, I think, when it comes to looking over the course of one's life. It's not appropriate because you can never know that you failed until it's all done. And who's to judge that? I think the people that judge that realistically are your loved ones. And I think I've had a lot of thought about death recently because I've lost a few people recently. And it's hard to, one of them was my age. And you start losing people that are close to you that are your age that shouldn't be gone. You reflect and things don't make sense sometimes. And you start to try to rationalize things, and you start looking at your own life and your own choices and what could you done better. But I think in life, going back is healthy and it's natural. It's going to happen. But I don't think living in the past is healthy at all. I think look back, feel how you feel. You're going to feel a certain way about things that you've done or that have been done to you. But where I believe, or what I believe is, the past doesn't exist anymore. It's memories you have, and you get to do with them what you want to. They don't get to do with you anything, you dictate how that affects you. It literally matters not what happened to me as a kid. It matters not anything. I have great parents. I love my parents. They did the best they could with what they were given, and they never hurt me specifically. But we all have harm to us as children, or what we perceive as harm. I have to succumb to this trauma that I no longer have. That's not even a real thing to me anymore. And that's not going to work for me, right? I don't have that option at all. What I do have as an option is to continue moving forward and building myself up and helping my wife, my parents who aren't getting younger, my sister, my nephew, the rest of my family who, even if I haven't talked to you in the last few years, I fucking love you. Know that I love you. And I have been retreating, right? That's something that happens when you start getting depressed or uh, having overwhelming feelings that you don't know what to do. For somebody like me, that makes me shut up. I back away. You can see it if you followed this channel and you subscribe to this channel. When I start having personal issues, you don't see a video. Shit, it's been over a year since the last time I uploaded a video to this channel. And I've been thinking about it every single day. But I just didn't know what to share or how far I could share because I don't want to, there's always a parasocial thing on YouTube. If you feel like it's something that you're going through too, we can probably collectively figure out what to do with that. Or not. Or we just say things. We just put words out there for each other and be there for each other and say, I hope you're having a great day. I hope that if you are going through something bad, that stops soon, or that you figure out how to make it stop and you get yourself where you want to go. I don't know if any of this makes sense. I don't know if I'm going to actually edit this. I don't know if I will bother. But failing does not start until you end. And in my how I reckon this is you cannot fail until you're done. You started painting, you didn't fail the painting because you decided to quit and throw it away. You didn't fail at it. You quit. And I can't quit, right? I can't quit because I've got so many people around me that care about me. You can't quit either because I give a fuck about you. Literally all of you. I give a fuck about all of you. You're not allowed to just give up and throw it all away, even when you feel like you are. I do believe that even through all the struggle and strife I've been through, that had I said yes to some things and had I done other things differently, then I would be in a better position than I am right now. 100%, 1000%. If I would have said no to ever putting money into a gambling machine, I'd probably own a home. I'd probably have nicer things. But what I wouldn't have is all the experience and knowledge that I have now to be able to take with me and do something better with it. And that's where there truly is no failing in this life. You can work with what you're given. Sometimes a lot of us are given less. But as long as you take what you're given, not money, not anything like that, here, you have the capability of learning. You have the capability of figuring out something that somebody else already knows, maybe, and ask them. You don't have to always be alone trying to figure it out on your own. That's a problem that I have, is I have never been the type to ask for help, but now I am. And I've asked for help recently from many people, and they have came to my aid and helped me. And you just have to find the strength to know, look, this is too much for me right this second. I'll do better here so that if I have to ask for help, then I know that I can give that help back, whether it's monetary or moving or anything like that. You need to be willing to ask for help. You need to be willing to ask questions of people. So my job is derailing once again, but my job, I work in maintenance, and I'm basically a shopkeep for the maintenance department kind of guy. But if somebody has a few extra minutes, I try not to talk to them too much, but I end up doing that a lot. I end up do, I end up do. But I have some that I've become very good friends with, and I've learned a lot from them. Uh, my friend Matt should mention, he's helped me monetarily and just by being there. I'm going to link his channel in the description. Unexpected Destinations. I don't have my. Oh, there's my hat. Unexpected Destinations. That's probably not going to get into focus. Now that back. Anyway, Matt, thank you. His channel will be linked below. Please give him a subscribe or at least watch some of his videos. I think they're pretty cool. 4x4 enthusiast and a fisherman. He does a lot of outdoor videos. Hopefully he and I will be taking some trips soon, and I'll get some footage there, and you'll see that. But I ask a lot of questions. I ask, what is this? What are you doing with that? Because if nothing else, at least I have the knowledge of when somebody else comes and asks for it, I know what it does, and I can figure out what's going on and help them out. I should let you guys get back to what you're doing. I hope that none of you are feeling like you've failed. And if you are, stop it. I mean, it seems hard, but it truly is simple as saying I haven't. I haven't even explored the options yet. Because it's usually as humans what we do, something happens, we go, failed, wrong, we did bad. No, no, no. Everything's fucking horrible now. Realistically, you go, okay, what's my next move? Where do I go now? This route had a rock slide. Can't get through there. When you're driving and you're taking a cross country trip and the road that you plan to go on is shut down for upkeep or because of a rock slide or it's snowed over or something like that, you go, okay, well, failed, and just park, and that's where you live now forever. Fuck no, that's not what you do. I mean, that's kind of it's a dumb way to put it, but that's not how you work. If people, I mean, that maybe that's how humans used to do it, nomadic tribesmen might have just been like, well, we're at an impasse, so this is home now. But we don't do that anymore. And back then, honestly, they didn't do it that often either. They would go, well, we're going to find a way. That's why uh, people spread out across this world, is because they found a way. Humanity's done it for, I don't know how long. I'm tired and my brain's not sciencing at all. You don't get to fail until you're done. I think I'm done with this video. I hope I didn't fail in explaining it. It's a lot of rambling. And I hope that it finds you in a position where you're feeling okay about you. I love you all. Look me in my eyes. I love you. Have a great day. Have a great week. And I'll catch you in the next one. Mwah.